Namaskar, welcome to Exercise Explained. In this video, we would be doing the last few questions of exercise 3E, Laws of Motion, ICSE 9th. All the previous questions have been done in separate videos, the link for which are there in the description below. Do check them out, and if you like the videos, do share it with your friends and consider subscribing to the channel. So, coming to the 20th question, a ball is thrown vertically upwards from top of a tower. So this is a very tricky question. Please understand this clearly. With an initial velocity of 19.6 meter per second, the ball reaches the ground after 5 seconds. So if we just consider this as the tower and this is the ground, uh, the ball is basically thrown up from here, as we can see here. It is thrown with a velocity of 19.6 meter per second. It goes up and then comes to the ground in 5 seconds is given here. It comes in 5 seconds. Calculate height of the tower. That is the first part. Velocity of the ball on reaching the ground. That is the final velocity with which the ball falls into the ground. Acceleration due to gravity should be taken as 9.8 meter per second square. Now we consider few things. The height of the tower to be h. From the top of the tower till the height the ball goes, we consider it as h1. And here from there, that is from the topmost point till where the ball reaches, from there till the ground, the height is considered as h2. Now we consider going up. So when we consider going up, u will be 19.6 meter per second, and when anything is thrown up, final velocity will be 0. So v is taken as 0. Since it is going up, acceleration due to gravity will be minus 9.8 meter per second square, and we need to find the height. So we are finding h1 here. So I use the formula 2gh is equal to v square minus u square. In this case, it would be 2gh1 is equal to v square minus u square. So h1 happens to be v square minus u square divided by 2g. Now we would just be substituting the values. So v square happens to be 0 square minus u square happens to be 19.6 square divided by 2 into minus 9.8. So we can write minus 19.6 square as minus of 19.6 into 19.6 divided by 2 into minus 9.8 gives us minus 19.6. Now minus minus cancels, 19.6 cancels, so we are left with 19.6 meters. So this height is 19.6 meters. Now we consider coming down, that is from here till here. So whenever something is falling down, initial velocity is 0. Acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meter per second square. We don't know the time which it takes to come down, and we don't know the height. This height is also not known. Final velocity is also not known. But what is known is this time, that is time to go up plus time to come down, that is t1 plus t2 is equal to 5 seconds. That is what is known. So we can find the value of t1. So t1 will be v minus u divided by g, that is for these values here. So that gives us v is 0 minus 19.6 divided by minus 9.8, because we are considering going upwards. So I have written here in bracket upward motion. So 0 minus 19.6, that is the value of u, and divided by g is minus 9.8. So minus minus cancels, and 9.8 into 2 times is 19.6. So we get t1 as 2 seconds. Now if t1 is 2 seconds and t1 plus t2 is equal to 5 seconds, we can get the value of t2, that is t1 plus t2 is equal to 5 seconds. Total time is 5 seconds. So t2 will be 5 minus t1, that is nothing but 5 minus 2 that is equal to 3 seconds. So it takes 3 seconds to fall from here till here. Now we know the time, we know initial velocity, we know acceleration due to gravity, T2 is known. So we can definitely find H2. So H2 will be equal to U into T2 plus half into G into T2 square. I just substitute the values from here. U is 0, T2 we just got it as 3, plus half into G will be plus 9.8 since it is falling down. Acceleration due to gravity is positive when it is falling down, into 3 into 3, that is into T2 into T2. So this cancels, we get 4.9. So 4.9 into 3 into 3. So that is nothing but 4.9 into 9. So H2 happens to be 4.9 into 9 is equal to 44.1 meters. So H2 is 44.1 meters. So this is the total height here. We need to find the height of the tower. Now height of the tower will be H2 minus H1. So H2 minus H1 will give us this height, that is H. So here H is equal to H2 minus H1. So that happens to be 44.1 minus H1 is 19.6. We got it here. So 44.1 minus 19.6, that gives us 24.5 meters. So height of the tower is for 24.5 meters. Now we need to find velocity of the ball on reaching the ground. So we can use V is equal to U plus GT. So in case of T, we will write T2. So I just substitute the values. U is going to be 0 because it is falling down, plus G is going to be plus 9.8 since it is coming downwards, and T2 is going to be 3. So 9.8 into 3 gives us 29.4 meter per second. So the velocity with which it will hit the ground is going to be 29.4 meter per second. I hope you guys have liked the video. Do share it with your friends and consider subscribing to the channel. Dhanyavad.